That is good. What is this stuff? Sweetwater Brewing Company G13 Double Hazy IPA. And a 1-of-1 Sustain Brothers koozie. Because I was experimenting with it that day. And
1-of-1.
Yeah, I only made that one. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream, the Q&A. If you have guitar questions, get them in the chat. Holy crap. We forgot something.
We?
I forgot something.
You didn't do the question.
No, I didn't do the... Hang on. We're going to fix it. We need to pick... well, I kind of already did. So, for our...
Oh.
Yeah.
That's today?
Yeah, I mean, we got to do it. And actually, we really need to pick for the month, but I guess we'll do it on the 1st. All right, so do me a favor and just while I talk about what's going on, you'll just have to go backwards and forwards. Oh, wait.
I don't know where you started.
So right here, view all submissions.
Yep.
And then just click on the picture.
For which ones?
All the way down until there's 4 or 5 of them. And then you just hit the exit right here. Here, I'll just do it. Oh. Sorry, guys. I forgot to do this earlier. And we need to do this tonight. And we're actually going to pick 2.
Why 2?
Because we forgot to do it last week. That's why I didn't want to forget 2 weeks in a row. People are like, what's going on? Okay, we got that one. Sorry, y'all. I'm not really sorry because this is important. And this is going to play into a bunch of stuff that we're doing. Ooh, that's a cool picture. This week. I think this was last week. Okay, yeah, so that was last week. So go here real quick. Look in the downloads folder, the ones that I just looked at, and pick your 2 favorite out of there.
Pick my 2 favorite?
You can space bar. That's actually one of my favorites right there. Okay. So that gets one. Pick another favorite out of that list. And then we will share 2 pictures. So here's what we're going to do. So welcome, everybody. Sorry, we got a little off track here. We do these Q&As every Thursday night. You get to ask any kind of question you want about guitar stuff, and we will try to answer it. So get in the chat and do that. If you use a super chat, we'll drop what we're doing, and we'll answer that one right away. That one? Okay. And yeah, just hang out right there for just a second, and we'll do this right away. So one of the things you could do is you can go to DylanTalksTone down there at the little arrow scan thing, and you can buy stuff. Because that's what we do. We make guitar parts. We make pickups. That's what our real life is outside of YouTube. And you can go to DylanTalksTone and you can submit a rig, your rig, or all of your guitars, or a picture of your guitars, and just make the picture cool. And every week we're going to pick one. And then every month we're going to give something away. I picked the prize for this month. It's actually a toolkit that you probably have not seen, you might not think of, from StewMac. A set of wrenches that are very cool. You told me about those. Yeah, I showed them to you. So we're going to give those away at the end of the month. So get to DylanTalksTone, submit your thing, and we're going to pick one a week. And then from that one a week, we're going to pick on New Year's Day for December, because we're not going to have a show next week. We'll get into that in a minute. On New Year's Day, we're going to pick December's. And so there you go. So let's do that first. Actually, so now all you have to do is drag that picture where the blue is into here, and it will automatically pop up on the screen.
Ooh, not like that.
Not like that.
Yes?
Yep. Put it right there, maybe. There you go. Okay, so I don't know whose this is. We will later go and find out whose it is. I might be able to tell by the guitars in there, but I can't really. So that's a really cool picture. He's got like a whole theme going there, and he's got a lot of neat gear too.
Whatever that purple one is with all of the stickers on it.
I see it.
I love it.
I see it. Yeah, that's really rad. Okay, so he wins for last week.
Take that down.
Yep, so go ahead and take that one down. You did it. And then go back to the downloads folder. And then I think it's the very top one, spacebar to make sure. Yep. Yes. Drag that one in, and that one will pop up on the screen. Oh, except it's huge. Okay. I don't know how to... That's okay. So this is a really cool pick. I don't know what this pickup is. I don't know what this guitar is because I don't think it's an actual telly. I just love it's a reverse controls sort of bound Esquire kind of thing, and I love the lighting and everything. I think it's really, really cool. So that is my pick for the week. I think it's really rad. So those two are going to go in the bucket. So now we have 4 for December, and we will be giving something to one of you on the January 1st show. One of the things is we're not going to have a show next week. It's Christmas, and we have family in town, and et cetera, and I never take a Thursday off.
It was the one you liked is Tazzy Tim's.
Oh, right on.
He said it's one of his indigenous builds.
Oh man, I love that thing. That's pretty cool. So we will we're not gonna have a live show next week because on Thursday, like I said, we never take a Thursday off, so I think we're gonna take one off this year. So there is that. The other thing is that we have a very important and exciting video coming out tomorrow. I am really excited about this. If you're on Patreon, you probably already know what this is, but I'm super stoked to share something very, very cool with you. And then it will be in an email too, if you miss the video for some reason. It's going to be awesome. I am so excited about this. And so it's been something we've been working on for a while. We've not really talked about it a whole lot, and it is here and ready, and we're really stoked about it. It is not pickups. Well, it's not pickups, sort of. So you're going to really, really dig it. The other thing is we have a lot of business to attend to tonight. So I'm sorry. We'll get to the stuff here in a minute. I got a new toy today. I got the Tonex cabinet, FRFR speaker. So we're going to have some videos coming out about that. That's pretty rad. We are also participating in the Great American Guitar Build-Off Weekend in Denver, Colorado on July 9th to the 12th, 2026. There's going to be a guitar building contest. Go to greatamericanguitarbuildoff.com. And you can learn about all the details. You can enter a guitar to win a prize. I think the prize money for that thing's like $4,000 right now. So that's pretty cool. We're going to have bodybuilding and pickup winding demos. There are VIP spaces with that where not only do you get to watch it happen, but you actually get to take a body and a set of pickups home, which is also very cool. So it kind of includes a bunch of neat stuff. There are 2 different guitar contests. It's going to be very, very cool. So building contests. So I think you're going to, and we want to meet you. So at least Brianna and I are going to be there. I think all 3 of us are going to be there. We got to figure out the dog situation, but
if you book it in time.
Yeah, if we do it in time, if we do it properly, I think all 3 of us will be there. If not, it'll be me and Brianna. So I think this is going to be a really cool thing. So there you go. So now, TikTok.
I love TikTok.
Is it good or bad for guitars?
I think it's awesome.
Okay. I want to know, has anybody commented on that yet?
Yes.
Let's get their thoughts first. I want to get your thoughts on whether you think guitar is being hurt or helped by TikTok. And then we're going to kind of dive into this a little bit.
There's one.
Go ahead.
It was Martian Murray. He said, I found music with TikTok. I think it helps.
Okay. All right. And that's about it. Everybody's just kind of saying hello and stuff.
Everybody's saying hello. There's a couple other
Unrelated guitar questions?
Really, I mean, it is kind of guitar question, but it's also not.
Okay.
Dan Andreas said he bought his VIP Plus pass.
Right on. Well, I will see you there, Dan. That's pretty rad.
Robbie F says that TTG even sounds enticing, but right now I am trying to save for another rock and roll cruise with Social Distortion and 30 other bands.
Oh, no, that's pretty rad too.
And he says Robbie F says he misses the weekly Patreon questions for Thursday night. Why did we change it, and are we considering bringing it back?
We are considering bringing it back because what I wanted to try wasn't really working, so we may bring that back. We'll look at that for the first of the year. Okay. So TikTok. If you ask a group of guitar players, a lot of them are going to say short attention span, isn't very useful, probably because of age group. I would imagine we still are kind of long form content people. TikTok is, for a lot of folks older than you, is kind of viewed as like kind of junk food when it comes to content because there's a lot of dumb stuff. It's not just dumb stuff though. I mean, obviously you disagree, so we'll get into.
I mean, I disagreed with one of the things you said. Let me rephrase that. I didn't disagree. I had a very smart comment in reply.
Okay.
About the junk food one, but.
Okay, so I just feel like, and it's not totally the case. I think the longer TikTok is around and doesn't go away, I think more people get more positive views of it, if that makes sense. But on the whole, it just doesn't seem like a whole lot of people dig it.
Somebody, C-Stone84 says TikTok is ruining society.
Okay. And I can understand why people would say that, but why? Like, you can say whatever the thing on the internet is, but I want to know why you feel that way. Like, if it's a real thought or if it's just something that gets repeated. Because a lot of times stuff like that gets repeated, right?
Charles Davis says, I discovered a few bands on TikTok. I think it helps.
So, why? So we have a few people that think it helps. Why do you think TikTok is good for guitar music?
Why do I think it?
Yeah.
I mean, because I really don't have the attention span for anything. So I like the quick change of, okay, this is what I want or it's not. And the algorithm behind it of like, am I interested in watching some teenager play a guitar in his bedroom? Or am I interested in a Slash video or somebody building a guitar or the actual assembly of it? Like, it's not just the music aspect, but there are songs that I hadn't heard or music that I hadn't thought that I would like that I figured out from TikTok, just based on trendy little dances or whatever the case may be.
Right. So, okay. And I was thinking about this today because me and you have been talking about this a bunch. And I wanted to ask you, obviously finding like new music that just came out last week, it's very good for that. Have you found bands that I listen to or bands that I grew up? Have you found old stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
That you never heard of,
there's stuff that I like that I know is old that's on there.
Okay.
Like some of my favorite Nirvana albums that I don't think anybody listens to are on there.
Right.
Johnny Cash albums on there. I know he's a little more widespread, but like that stuff is on there. It's a variety of things that I wouldn't think applied to my algorithm that once they did, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
So you've been able to discover stuff that was before your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't think people realize the value of that for actually bringing quote unquote our music to younger people. Because I think that's one of the things that people get afraid of is like, I want to show my kids the music I listen to, but it's everywhere. It's a different distribution system than what we're used to, but it's there.
It's not a different distribution system.
Why?
Though. Because on the radio, like, you're only going to listen to the radio stations you like. They're only going to play things based on what that algorithm is. Everybody uses Facebook. Facebook's going to do the same thing. YouTube does the same thing. It's not different. It's just a different application that people think is too new that they don't like it.
Okay. Fair enough. Because everything is kind of algorithm driven. Right. Even radio. Even radio.
Like, I mean, no, that's okay. About FM radios, but okay, let's say I still had my old pickup truck. That thing had a cassette tape player in it.
Yep.
I'm not going to go look at the 70s R&B cassette tapes. I'm just not. Mm-hmm. But I also know they're not going to have 2010 cassette tapes. They're going to have the 80s, 90s, whatever genre of what I liked. Right. That's where I'm going to go. That's still algorithm-y. It's just you don't think about it because it's a milk carton bin instead of a cookie on the internet.
Wow. See, you're smart. No, I'm glad you're bringing this stuff up because I want people to think that you're right. Instead of it being a case of cassette tapes, it's cookies on the internet that tracks it the same way. So,
it's just like when Netflix asks you, what are you interested in? You have to pick 5 shows. Everybody picks 5 shows and nobody thinks about it.
Right. So, and here's the other thing that's interesting that I've noticed about guitar specifically on TikTok and on Instagram Reels and on any of the short form stuff, YouTube Shorts, but mostly TikTok, is that guitar music, good guitar music that we like and that we want to listen to over and over again is very riff based. So it's a very right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So a good guitar song is going to have a good guitar riff, right? And it's going to be 15 or 20 seconds long, which is what TikTok length usually is.
Yeah.
So then what happens is this cool riff then becomes part of some TikTok trend. And now all these people hear about it. That's actually how I'm like, I love this song. And you're like, oh yeah, I heard it on TikTok. I heard the whole song.
I've heard the important part that everybody knows what it is.
And then you go from the riff to, let me add it to my Apple Music so I can listen to the whole record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what I do.
Yep. So it actually helps because it's riff based and we like riffs, and that's that segment of music that gets used and draws us to the rest of the music. No, I think it's really interesting because I don't actually use TikTok. I just don't have I don't have the bandwidth in my day. Like I'm busy doing other things to not, but I'm glad that because you and Mom both use it.
I love TikTok.
And so does your brother and our daughter-in-law. And so
my sister-in-law's crazy on TikTok.
So everybody uses it. So it's like, oh, have you seen this song? Have you heard this song? One of my favorite guitar-driven songs on the radio right now. I heard it first. You watching TikTok, I heard the riff, then I listened to it on Apple Music, and now I love the whole record.
Because now that's,
Yeah. And I would have never, it's that Pierce the Veil song, and I would have never found bands like Pierce the Veil. I would have never found bands like Sleep Token. I would have never found bands like, and then what happens is the weird algorithm thing sends us down a whole rabbit hole, right? So the other night when we were looking at, what's the band with the chick that screamed, not Ginger, but the other one. Cause we found Spirit Box. Cause we found Spirit Box by accident. And then we went from that to another band, to another band, to another band, and then this whole new whole rabbit hole.
Screamo music that was awesome.
Me, you, and Mom in the living room, like just all going through all this music that we've never heard before.
At like 12:30.
Yeah,
like we need to go to bed.
And throwing out, okay, well this we don't really like that. Okay, let's throw that off the list. Now let's go further down this other rabbit hole. And so these short form things can really open your mind up to a lot of. I mean, now I'm listening to like 4 or 5 bands I'd never heard of a week ago.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing that.
You know what I mean?
This, and then I hear another one. I'm like, I don't love this.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think it's super cool. Go ahead. Now there's probably a bunch of stuff going.
There's a couple.
Okay.
Curtis Chavez says, I don't know about, that's not what his name is. I just know who it is.
Right.
I don't know about TikTok guitar because the terms of use are disturbing. Without a TikTok account, I cannot see their videos, so I cannot comment with experience.
Okay.
A lot of people would do that.
Yeah, because a lot of people are scared of it, so I get that.
Matthew Altamere says, how is TikTok different than Instagram? Did the Instagram stuff for cars for a while and get sick of it and stopped using Instagram?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, anything, if you scan enough stuff. I mean, I'll get that way with YouTube. Like, okay, I've watched everything I'm going to watch on YouTube this week. I need to wait. Or podcasts or whatever. You're just like, okay, it's played out for me and for a little while. I got to let it refresh.
So I think this is a guitar question. I don't know what this is.
Okay.
Charles Wallace says, are baritones normally noisy?
Noisy?
Mine
Okay.
is on all positions except one.
They can be if they're not. Yeah, they can be noisy. Oh, because you have the Back to the Future guitar, 345. It shouldn't be noisy though. That's interesting. It's gonna create a different noise floor because the shelf of frequency is going to change. So your noise floor is going to change. So that might be what you're hearing, but I don't think it shouldn't introduce more noise, if that makes sense.
Hawkman Hawk says, I like how young people you would not expect to play guitar get up there. So I'm just learning, and I think it's inspirational.
Me too.
I think it's neat. It's just not my thing. Like, it's just not. I don't have the attention span for that.
Yeah, but you don't play guitar either, so.
Right. Like, I don't have that part of it. I like more of the mechanical.
How it works.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, which makes sense because that's what you do.
Right. Tazzy Tim says, I think that any medium that promotes the music industry is good, though it will always change. Look at the film industry. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things we were talking about today is there's always been, when we went from, especially when we went from CDs to MP3s, that changed everything, and going from a physical thing that you had to have in your sun visor or under your seat to listen to music to all of a sudden you have this
pill-shaped container.
That you could have as many songs as you wanted on there. I remember, your first iPod and you're like, holy crap, you could put 1,000 songs on here. I don't have 1,000 songs. And then the next thing you know, I have 5,000 songs and I need a bigger iPod. You know what I mean? Because you're getting used to it and understanding how it works. And it's the same thing now. I don't like the terms of service for streaming and stuff because I think that people should make the creators should make more money. But then again, it's a lot bigger exposure too.
Martian Murray says, I think the TikTok algorithm is pretty good at showing stuff you'll watch. So just don't watch the dumb stuff.
That's what I always tell people because people are always like, well, this is on, I can't believe this is on my YouTube or this is on my Facebook. It
just shows things you've interacted with.
Yeah. If you scroll past it, we always tell people this. Like, people will watch our videos and be like, your video sucks. I never want to watch your video again. And they'll go on some rant. And I'm like, well, you commented on it. So now you're going to see more. So sorry to tell you, but.
If a video starts let's say it's 30 seconds long. If I watch 2 seconds of it, it's not going to come back. But if I watch the whole thing, if I like it, or if I send it to somebody,
then you're going to see more of it.
It's going to be the same thing.
Right. Yeah. So it's
like
your
phone listening to you.
So it's your fault if you start seeing stuff you don't like. It's because you are watching stuff you don't like. And the problem with that is sometimes it's like a train wreck. Sometimes you're like, oh my God.
I can't watch this, but I have to watch this.
I can't watch this, but I have to watch this. And the next thing you know, there's a million of them.
Yeah. And some of those are cool. But there's also a thing, if you hit the 3 little circles at the top that says not interested.
I do that on YouTube all the time.
There's options.
And you know what I do? You know what I've been doing lately? I got this idea from y'all because when we have the Horton. I'm just kidding. from you and mom because when the baby's here, you flip our YouTube on the TV over to another profile.
Yeah,
so that it
it
doesn't mess up my YouTube algorithm. So I've learned, like today, I was shopping for an office chair. And I'm like, I'm going to go to the Dylan and Leslie YouTube channel where all of our kind of consumer stuff is. And I'm going to search for it from the Dylan and Leslie channel because I don't want to mess up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All the watches I've been looking at, which needs to stop. But yes, you can control it is what I'm saying. But overall, I think it's really good for whatever genre of music you're in, to just let yourself go down those rabbit holes. And
I went on like a rug cleaning rabbit hole one day.
Oh my God.
It was bad. Anyway,
yeah.
Charles Wallace said, sounds like a single coil hum to different degrees, depending on the switch position.
Yeah, I think the noise floor is changing based on what it's filtering. I would be interested to know, like, put it on, 22 or whatever, because that's kind of like normal, or bypass, and then plug a different guitar in and with humbuckers in it and see how much different the noise floor is, because the guitar might be a little noisy. The pickups might be a little noisy, for example. I don't know why they would, but I've seen that. So that could be a thing. There are quieter and noisier pickups of the same format.
Ferda Talker says, I love rug cleaning videos.
Moving on.
It was funny. I'm glad
it is funny.
Likes that.
It's funny. Anyway, next. What else you got over there? And if you have guitar questions too, put them in the chat and we will talk about them. I will tell you what we got going around here this week is lots of telly stuff.
There's so much telly stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but everybody's like, I'm buying like telly parts this week. Yeah, and actually more came in today. It's like,
I know.
Yeah,
it's cool though. I like making the telly stuff.
Me too. And I think Monday or so we're gonna end up again making a whole nother pile of telly controls, because people just keep ordering those too. So yeah, that's been super busy. I've been wanting to use my Kemper more in the room, and so I texted Steve Sterlacci. If you're into digital modeling stuff at all or curious about it, Steve Sterlacci's YouTube channel is really, really good. And so anyway, I texted him the other night and I was like, which full range flat response speaker should I get? And he was like, well, how big do you want? And I'm like, well, I just want to play at home, like in my studio, but I want it in the room, so it doesn't need to be huge. And I want to use my Kemper. I want to use my Tonex. I want to use, all my modeling stuff. But I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to say stuck because I like my Tone Master, but it's a Princeton, right? I want to have more profiles available, but I want to play it like a normal amp. And he's like, check out the Tonex cab. I think you'll really like it. So I went ahead and ordered one, and it came in today, and it is unbelievable. It has a feature, you've probably seen the videos, studio to room knob that changes the frequency response in a way that makes it, if you're one of these people who's like, this doesn't feel real to me, I want it to feel like an amp in the room, this to a large extent fixes that with the turn of a knob, and you can actually hear and feel the difference. And when I say feel the difference, it's not just hearing like, oh, it sounds different. I mean like how excitable feedback is and stuff. So playing with a Kemper through this in the room, not very loud. Now all of a sudden I can get awesome feedback and like turn my guitar towards it and And if you turn the knob over to like full on studio side, that all goes away. It's really cool. I'm really excited to do a video on it and really show you because it's pretty neat. I think it's $600. They got them at Sweetwater, and it will work with any modeler. It has, all the ins and outs for normal stuff. And you can load your own IRs on it. You can load the ones from the ToneX cloud. You can do whatever. I have not done any of that. I pulled it out of the box. I plugged it in the wall.
And you played it for hours.
And I played it. And it is really good. I didn't even download the app. I didn't do any updates. I didn't do anything. I just like plugged it in and I was like, just want to hear how this thing sounds. And I'm like, this is pretty good. It doesn't have any of that like crackly, like super, I don't know. Some modelers through FRFRs can have like a crispiness to them that's weird. This does not have that at all. Like, it's really cool. I'm very, very happy with it. So I gotta text Steve and tell him thanks for the suggestion because it's really, really cool.
So this is not a guitar thing. It kind of is, but it's not. It's
okay.
More funny.
Mm-hmm.
Tezzy Tim says, lesson for the day. Don't forget to put the truss rod in when gluing on the fretboard and listening to DylanTalksTone. Panic resolved.
Oh, no. So he glued on the fretboard and didn't have a truss rod in there. Yeah.
Curtis Chavez says, Dylan, which modeling solution would be your go-to if you could keep only one?
Kemper Player. I would keep the Kemper Player and that ToneX cabinet. It is awesome. That would be the number. That would be the one thing. If I had to sell everything and only have that, it would be that. Because the other thing that I haven't started messing with yet, that I'm going to now, that I have this is one of our Patreon patrons during one of our live hangouts was like, "Hey, I accidentally clicked the wrong button."
Oh yeah.
And bought every Kemper profile from Tone Junkie. And so now I have every Kemper profile and I don't need it. He's like, I actually need all the neural quad cortex stuff. And it was only like, it's not expensive. It was like $45 or something. I'm like, do you want me to pay it for it? I mean, it's not that much money, but I'll pay it for it. And he's like, no. So he emailed it to me. So now I have like basically every Tone Junkie Kemper profile.
I thought, because I remember you opening that file, I literally thought you like accidentally downloaded a virus because it was just like,
yeah, no, there's like, tons of amps in there. I'm like, this is awesome. So yeah, because I'm only using factory presets on the Kemper right now. Once I really start to dial in some stuff, I'm going to be super stoked. I've been having fun.
It was kind of funny.
And here's why. I make these jokes all the time and I say it all the time because people will be like, you need to play totally clean for demos. And I'm like, nobody plays totally clean. Clean is boring. Like no reverb, no delay, no drive or compression or anything is stupid. Nobody plays like that. And you don't actually know what a pickup does if you don't push the amp past breakup. Because what can happen is if you push the amp past breakup and you get weird harmonics, you get weird wolf tones, you get you don't know where it actually behaves. Like, is this way hotter than I intended it to be? Is it not hot enough? Like, you can't do that with a completely dry, and delays and stuff. So high output pickups work different with a delay than they do with a low output pickup, because all we're doing is voltages. It's just voltages. And so if you're making more, then it's going to trail. There's going to be more trails. There's going to be, you have to adjust stuff different. So I like being able to play with a bunch of effects, which my Tone Master Princeton is amazing for just like clean and a little broken up. It's awesome because it's a Princeton. I just like that sound. But when I want to get more complicated at the push of a button, because I don't want to be complicated, I just want to be like, I want a driven Marshall with a delay on the back end, with a little bit of reverb, and I want an overdrive to put in front of it on demand. And I want to be able to push one button to do all of that. That's where my Kemper Player comes in. I like it because I don't personally use like tons of programs. I only use like 3 or 4 sounds. So the Kemper Player user interface is good enough for me. If I was to be playing live all the time, I would probably want a full floor unit, like with all the stuff, which in that case, then I would probably buy that new Line 6 Stadium. But I don't need that. I looked at that Line 6 Stadium again last week and I was like, do I want this? And the answer was, of course I want it because it's awesome, but I will not use it the way it's supposed to be intended to be used. So I can't see spending $2,000 on something that I'm going to use 2 sounds that I already have. So I just don't, I'm not going to do it. There's my little rant on modelers.
What do you think about TikTok?
I don't have time for it. To be honest with you, I'm glad that you and Mom and Mackenzie and Bryson use it. Because then I hear about stuff peripherally, and that's enough for me.
Are you like, it makes you sound like the old man who's like not involved in anything, but is involved secondhand.
No. Well, I mean, but I am with everything else.
I know it was just.
I am with everything else. I just don't. Here's the thing with it. I need to be on it.
You should be on it.
We should be, me and you both should be making content for it.
I mean, I made
for TikTok
when I built the guitar.
But we should be making TikTok content every day. And it's a whole thing, and I just haven't. I need to do it.
So do it.
I know. But I also need to make video shorts 3 times a week. I need to, you know what I mean? There's like, this is a whole thing. So, yeah, I should, 2026 is coming and New Year's resolutions and stuff.
That's an excuse to stop something for 3 weeks and be like, oh, well, this happened. I picked it right back up.
Yeah, I know, right? 2026 content plan.
Curtis Chavez says, am I the only guitarist who feels that if I'm going to play clean, I might as well pick up an acoustic guitar?
That's what I think.
Dan Cruz said yes.
That's what I think too, man. I'm like, yeah. And you know what's funny is I have a couple of acoustics that quote unquote break up when you play them hard, and I love that. And if you have ever played like a Taylor GS Mini or a Taylor Baby Taylor, those things are fun because what's the other? You have one. Maybe your brother has it now.
My brother has the guitar you gave me.
Yeah, okay. So he has one of those Martin LXMs, which is it's made out of, composite stuff. Not carbon fiber, but some kind of composite wood. HPL, high pressure laminate. And when you really bang on that thing, it does this sort of like vibrate-y, sort of distortion-y kind of sound, which is kind of fun. Taylor GS Mini will do that. A Baby Taylor will do that. The smaller carbon fiber close guitar will do that a little bit. I think that's neat, but I agree. Clean is fine, and I love clean. I really do love clean, but it can't be clean and dry and boring. Clean with, some real swimmy reverb and some really, you know what I mean, like, ethereal kind of stuff is super fun. But I don't understand the point of completely dry because it doesn't tell you anything. People want to say, well, I can't tell what your pickups are really doing because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, then you need new ears or a different approach to life or whatever, but it's not the right way to do it.
I need your pickups.
I mean, yep.
Obviously.
Yep. Nobody likes anything dry.
Except for the psychopaths who like dry wine.
I like dry wine.
Then you're a psychopath. I don't want to drink anything that makes me think it's dry.
You don't want to go?
No. I'm going to dump it with peanut butter. Like, I don't want to feel like I need more to drink after drinking something that's like, ugh.
Okay. I get that.
That's why people say alcohol sneaks up on you. Especially the wine. They're like, oh, the wine. Well, stupid. If you drank something that was wet. probably be fine.
Yep.
It's a dry flavor. Why?
Makes sense to
It's
me.
a dry ice.
Yeah, burn your face off.
It was a joke.
What else you got over there?
They're talking about flamenco guitars.
Flamenco's neat.
Because of their natural distortion.
They do. They have and the nylon strings are interesting like that because they're very, because yeah, you can push them kind of beyond what they're meant to do. And they have an interesting sound. That's really, you're right. That's pretty cool.
C Fantastic One says, do you have any opinions on the 64 Princeton hand wired?
Buy one if you can get it. Yeah, do it. So there's going to be a lot of people who be like, well, the hand wired thing's not worth it. Et cetera, et cetera. Don't listen to those people. If you think it's cool, get it. Cause they're cool. They're really cool. And they sound awesome. Well, one of my buddies has one and it's really good.
Tazzy Tim says, are you putting an entry into the Great American Guitar Build-Off or judging?
So I don't think I'm judging because a bunch of our pickups are in a bunch of the guitars. And I feel that would be a little, I don't know. Maybe it's not really, because it's not just about one thing, right? Like it's about the whole guitar, not just one thing. So, if somebody asked me to judge, I would probably do it, but I'm not going to be like, hey, I should be a judge, or I'm going to, because I could go to Matt and be like, yo, I'll help you judge. But not going to do that. I just feel like I'm a little too close to it,
So what are we doing?
What do you mean?
Like, why are we going? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm literally asking.
Because we have like a trade show booth and we're a title sponsor and we're doing pickup winding demos on Thursday and we're doing a bunch of neat stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a Pinewood Derby race.
What?
Where they make the little cars out of wood and they...
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not what I thought it was.
Yeah, man.
It'd be cool if it was like a demolition derby.
Yeah.
With who can assemble the best wooden car.
Yep. My brother just texted me about Greg Biffle.
Marshy?
Yep.
Dan Cruz says, what's your favorite Fender amp?
Princeton. I would say my favorite Fender amp is for everyday use would be a Princeton. My favorite Fender amp for barely ever getting to use it because it's so stinking loud is a Super Reverb. I love a Super Reverb a lot. I would buy one, but I would never actually be able to use it because they're just so loud. Actually, and I had a brown Vibroverb from like 1970, and that thing was amazing too with 210s. That thing was absolutely phenomenal. But I really love a Super Reverb. That is like my favorite, but you can't really use it. So my main user is a Princeton.
I think it's supposed to be Dixie.
Okay.
6498 says, I've been forever been trying to imitate the tone from Rat's Dancing Undercover album.
Dancing Undercover. It would take me a minute to spot a song off of that and what is unique about that sound. Yeah, I don't remember actually. I saw them live like a few times.
Dan Cruz says he has a Super Reverb.
Dude, they're awesome, man. I love them, but they just are like so loud that
Curtis Chavez says 1963 vibroverb.
Yeah, those are rad too. I like anything with the anything with the vibroverb in it, like anything with the real Fender vibe in it. I really like. 1986. So, okay, I'm going to actually go listen to that song. Dance and Body Talk. Those are the two big songs off of that. I do know those.
See, Fantastic One says, okay, got another Princeton question. Do you have any opinions on Headstrong amps?
I do not, because I've never actually played one. I have seen them. I have seen them, but I've never actually played one. Let's see. DeMartini's rig on a Charvel of some sort with a JB into a boosted plexi. That would make sense. But some people are saying it's a Soldano SLO, which also would make sense. Dancing is an old white plexi super lead, wide open, which makes sense. I remember reading an article that said there was dying blowing fuses because they were running it wide open. Well, that would make sense. So yeah, some sort of Charvel, some sort of mid 80s metal-y guitar like that, right? Like a San Dimas or something. With a JB sounds legit because the JB was Seymour Duncan JB was kind of the move at that time period because there wasn't a lot. You had DiMarzio and you had Seymour Duncan really during that time. So JB and then into a plexi makes sense. That was like the whole 80s sound, right? Now that might be an interesting video series.
What?
Is to break down
the sound of the decades?
Yeah, and maybe how we could get there with our stuff. Like, because we have different pickups that could go different places, and maybe break that down to different decades like that. That might be kind of an interesting. That might be an interesting video series. Everyone. Well, and now that I've got my that's true, huh?
That pink wig you used to wear.
I still have it. Pickups, tones from different decades, and genres, right? Like that would be a cool kind of series. From
I don't know about genres. That would be, I think.
Yeah, but there are though. So think about. Yeah. So we just watched that History of Ibanez video the other night, and there was in the same video.
What are we talking about?
I watched a 5-Watt World. He was like, you're like, this guy's boring. Remember when we were watching 5-Watt World?
Yeah.
But you had Joe Satriani, you have Steve Vai on the super shreddy kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But you also had Joe Pass. You also had George Benson. You also had, right, all that jazzy kind of stuff in the same decade, right? So there was a bunch of different genres in the same decade. And they did those things totally differently than we do them now. But now that I'm kind of getting my Kemper back out from under the dust and figuring it out, maybe we could do like how do we get like a mid 80s. So let's talk about it. So let's use the rat, and if there's other questions to just interrupt me and tell me, but okay. Since it seems a little slow, we'll talk about this. This is a cool idea. So let's talk about DeMartini's tone was allegedly some sort of Charvel kind of thing with a JB. Now, a Duncan JB is a very hot pickup. And over the last decade or so, when somebody says, I have a JB and a jazz, because that usually is like a JB in the bridge and a jazz in the neck usually is sort of the combo that everybody had in those days. And somebody says, I want to replace it. We typically tell people to put our center punch and our 8-ball in that guitar. And that ends up being like the updated version of the JB and the jazz. And what it gives you is the same kind of hotness and hits the amp hard like a JB, it would push a plexi really well, like what he did, but there'd be more clarity to it because JBs and Jazzes can be a little mushy. So it'll be a little tighter and it'll be a little bit more clarity, a lot more clarity than a JB and a Jazz, but still in that same ballpark. So with his tone, I would do some sort of, so like to me, the budget version might be the Hello Kitty Squire, right? With either our center punch or our 8-ball in it into some sort of Marshall profile. And that might get you close. So we might do something like that. I like, that's a really neat idea. Might have to think about that a little bit more and plan it some, but that's a neat idea. What other major decade tones can you think of? Like, because the 90s were totally different. Because then you look at like things like the Deftones, right?
I love Deftones.
The Deftones are a completely different way of making sound, right? Or even who was Robbie was talking about Social Distortion earlier, right? Now that's a Les Paul with P90s in it. That part's easy. We got that.
Butch Landry said, when did you make your first ever pickup? Pre-DylanTalksTone.
Not long before I started selling them.
I remember when you bought the winder and the office was like a beanbag and wire
everywhere. Yep. You
it
know,
would explode.
Yeah, you were probably.
I was like 12.
Yeah, probably. My first winder actually was a sewing machine. And it vibrated too much, and I couldn't get it smooth enough to be consistent. So then I found a guy in North Carolina somewhere. I think he's passed away now. But I bought, basically, I liked the Shatton winder. So this had to be, probably 13 years ago or something, 14 years.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. So
because the first one was super loud and super annoying and it sounded like you were running a leaf blower.
So, and the thing is that was based on a Shatton from like that you get at StuMac, but it did some things differently. And I liked to drag on the motor so I could adjust the tension with my hand, and I would burn motors up. And so he sold me like spare motors, and I went through like 3 of those winders. I still have my original one. It's in the garage on top of the fridge, actually. So I still have it as sort of a museum piece, but it doesn't work anymore. The very first pickup I ever made, this is no lie, was a completely custom. I took a Firebird bobbin and I put the magnet in it, the bar magnet in it. And I think it had about 5,000 winds or 4,500 winds of 43 gauge wire. And it was an Alnico 4 magnet. I remember that. And I glued that bobbin to the base plate of a neck Telecaster pickup. So it was very, very short. And then we laminated zebra wood to the top of it. And you'll remember this because it went into a cigar box guitar that looked, if you stood the guitar on end, looked like an outhouse. And
I remember.
And it had a moon.
Because you brought that thing in the house, in a box.
And it had a moon cut in it, just like an outhouse. And that was Luther Dickinson from North Mississippi All-Stars and Black Crowes and a bunch of other bands. That was his guitar. So my very first pickup I ever made was for Luther.
Funny looking.
Was for Luther Dickinson. Yep, that was the very first one I ever made. And then And then the first full set of Strat pickups I ever made was not long after that, maybe a few weeks later. And those are still in my Strat. I still have my first Strat that I ever had when I was a kid. And my very first set of Strat pickups I ever made. Not that I tested and got to be really good, but that I ever made are in my Strat still. I never took them out. Yep.
So, Tazzy Tim says, what is the best way to solder a pickup cover to your P90s, and should it be potted?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
That was 2 parts.
You don't have to do either. If you're going to put a metal cover on it, what I would do is just put a piece of pickup tape, or actually, if you probably don't have pickup tape. So just take a piece of masking tape and put it on top of the bobbin. Like, just take 2 thin pieces, like 1/4-inch pieces of tape, put one on either side of the screws in the middle, so that you have, like a strip of tape on either side of the screws, going the length of the pickup, and then put the pickup cover on. And then when you screw the pickup cover into the guitar, or, the pickup into the guitar, it will hold it. The reason you put the tape in there is because that should, under most circumstances, dampen any kind of unwanted vibrations and feedback that you'll get from that. We've actually been doing that on some of the pickups that we make here. Before we assemble humbuckers, we put a little piece of tape in there. And the other thing it does when you do wax pot it is it allows the wax, it gives a place to hold so that it doesn't run back out of the spot where you want it. But on a P90, I wouldn't. We used to actually solder them all, but it didn't help anything, and it became too much of a problem because of the way they fit, and there was too big of a gap. And what would happen is they would sort of, they could crack because it was a big gap, and it just didn't help anything, and it wasn't as clean, so I stopped doing it. It's cleaner to just stick it on there and go.
Dan Cruz says, what are both of your favorite guitar players' tone? The artist who has your favorite guitar tone?
Favorite guitar tone. That's tough because I like so many different guitar tones. So I'll give you a couple that make me stop every time I hear them. Okay. That's how I would determine this. When I'm like, oh my God, and I just stop and listen to the song. One would be Stevie Ray Vaughan Tin Pan Alley. That is what, even though those aren't Strat pickups, that is what I envision when I hear a Strat, is Stevie Ray Vaughan Tin Pan Alley. The other one, and this is weird, is Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, What I Am. And that is actually, it's a really cool song. That's actually an envelope filter, and I think it's the actual phrasing of that guitar solo I really like more than the tone itself, but I just really, really love that. And then the other one that really makes me stop is Extreme. It's on 3 Sides to Every Story. Hang on. Sorry. I'm blanking on the name of the song.
It's the same thing I did my pickup.
Yeah, I know what yours is. Go ahead and tell them yours.
Mine's Ted Nugent Stranglehold.
Yeah. Cupid's Dead. Yep. Extreme, 3 Sides to Every Story, Cupid's Dead. The drum tone in that and Nuno Betancourt's guitar tone in that song is unbelievable. So there's 3 different kind of feels, but and a lot I think has to do with the way those records were produced and how the guitar sounds like really, it's like it's in the room with you. I think that's part of the reason. It might not even necessarily be the tone itself, but it's like the there's like a presence where it's like Nuno Bettencourt is like standing right here, and I can hear it like right here. Is why I like that song.
One more question, and then we have off topic.
Okay.
This is actually from somebody we know. It's from Mark.
Oh.
It says, what kind of tone was Iron Butterfly from the 60s? Almost like a distortion sound on their famous song.
I don't know. Let's look at that really quick. Iron Butter. Yeah, you do. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida.
Oh.
Iron Butterfly guitar rig. Let's just Google this and see what it comes up with. So nothing. Did he play a Mosrite? No. I don't know. Oh, he did. He did play a Mosrite. He played a Mosrite with a Mosrite Fuzzrite pedal and a Vox Super Beetle. That's why it's fuzzy. So a Vox Super Beetle wide open with a fuzz pedal in front of it and a Mosrite, which is basically sort of a weird P90. There's why you're getting that fuzzy sound. Yep. Makes total sense, man. Yep.
Ready for the fun part?
Let's do it. Off topic hour. So if you have a question that doesn't have to do with guitars, you can ask it and we will probably answer it. If you ask a guitar question after 9:00, it has to be in a super chat. We do this just to get to know you and hang out and etc. So off topic stuff. What do we got? What do we got off topic? I don't even know. It's raining like crazy.
I love it. It makes me want to take a nap.
And the dogs are like, won't go outside.
My dog won't go outside.
Yeah. Zeba will only go out if he really has to pee.
On all the furniture.
Yep. Then
dry himself.
Yeah, he'll come back in and roll around on the floor. It got snap cold, like really snap cold here this week. I need to check the van tomorrow and make sure nothing broke. I don't think it did. I think we did okay, but yep. I got nothing either. I am looking forward to, I don't know that we're actually going to have any time off, but this week, the week before Christmas and the week of Christmas for us is typically a little slower. So it has
a weird week every year.
Yeah. It has been.
It's like we have stuff to do, but we don't really have stuff to do.
Right. And shipping is really slow. And when we order parts, it's really slow, etc. So it's just kind of a weird week.
Martian Murray says, what kind of vittles y'all making next week? Does that mean video?
No, food.
Vittles?
Yeah.
Why is it called a vittle?
Because Martian Murray is definitely older than you, I'm sure.
I think everybody's older than me.
Yeah.
Dan Cruz says, what kind of dogs do y'all have?
We have a Weimaraner and
Bandit is a lab pointer mix thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Provisions or supplies of food.
Is vittles?
Yep. I don't know what we're cooking next week. We haven't gotten that far.
I don't know. We're lucky we figured out what we wanted for dinner today.
Yeah. We're usually pretty off the cuff with that stuff. We don't plan very well.
See, Fantastic says, when it comes to grilling, assuming you do and you care, do you prefer gas or charcoal?
So I have a gas grill and a pellet grill. Yep. And I'll use my gas grill for searing, and I'll use my pellet grill for most everything else.
Tazzy Tim says, are y'all doing a big Xmas lunch?
No, probably not. I think it sounds like you and Bryson and Mackenzie are going to go to the movies or something.
Yeah, there's a movie I want to go see.
Okay. And so me and Mom are going to babysit the baby.
Yeah, which I really wish they'd just let me take it with us.
But
Because if he's ever up here, he's always with me.
He's not going to sit in the movie, though. So that's going to be fun. And that's probably the main reason why we're not having a live stream next week, because we'll be babysitting, which is going to be super cool.
He's so much fun.
Yep. We don't usually have him on Thursday nights, and it just kind of worked out that way.
Whoever this is apparently watches our videos a lot because they use the word I hate the most.
What? Moist?
No. That does not bother me. No. This is because littlest are good for your vitals.
Oh my God. That's funny.
No, it's not. Wait. It's that Dixie whoever.
That's really funny.
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't, but that's really funny.
They pay too much attention. That's not cool.
She doesn't like the word littlest.
No, littler.
Littler. That's right.
Dan Cruz says, don't let the dogs scratch the guitar stuff. No.
Nope.
They scratch me. They just...
No, they're pretty good about it.
They try to sit in my lap.
For the longest time, the dogs were actually scared of the guitars. You would actually strum a chord and they would just like freak out. They're not so much anymore. In fact, I haven't played through a loudspeaker in a while, right? Like,
oh, he said it was a typo. He didn't mean to type the word.
That's so funny. Zeba was sitting sleeping right there while I was playing like super loud today.
Yeah, I was not sleeping.
Like right in front of it.
Curtis Shop says Vittles is a hillbilly rendition of victuals.
Right, which is food. You never heard that?
No.
You're like from here and stuff.
Yeah, but people don't talk like that. A vittle?
Okay.
I don't know anybody that's ever said the word vittle.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of things. Vittles
is not one of them. It's not one of them.
I mean, a lot of things.
That's funny.
I thought somebody was trying to say fiddle. I was like, why are we fiddling? Like, what? Like Charlie Daniels band.
Yep. Not a lot going, huh?
46 people watching there.
That's okay. I mean, if we don't have a whole lot going, that's fine too. But we do like to do this every week and just hang out and
we still have a guitar to sell.
Yep.
Love to get rid of that guitar.
Actually, I put it on sale. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow in an email.
Which guitar? My guitar?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't available?
No, it is. It was available. I just
was like, wait, why the thing hasn't sold?
I played no. I played her out the price a little bit. See if we can get it to go. Yep. And I don't know. That's all I got, man. I've just been working so much. I don't have a whole lot of off-topic stuff. I am shopping for a desk chair right now.
Somebody said I need to watch Beverly Hillbillies.
No,
I'll just go see my family.
Yeah, exactly. Shopping for a desk chair. I tried
mead yesterday.
You did try mead yesterday. What did you think of it?
I thought it was really sweet.
It is very sweet.
I like it.
Yeah.
A lot, actually.
Okay.
Dan Cruz says father-daughter bonding moment in progress.
I don't know that we even... That's just kind of all the time.
I live here.
That's just normal. Yeah.
No, it was really good, though.
Yeah.
It was like whiskey enough to be something I would like, but it was very sweet to where like I actually liked it instead of like.
Oh, that's cool.
It was good.
They had that at a boll weevil?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's really good.
Yeah,
one of our friends makes it, actually.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's interesting to know. Yeah.
Sean McMillan says, just enter Georgia.
Oh, wow.
What? Road tripping? He
works on the road a lot, and I think where he lives versus where he has to go to visit family and stuff, I think he comes through Georgia. Because I've met him for breakfast before, like as he's coming through. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, Waffle House sounds good.
Waffle House does sound good. On a rainy night,
yeah,
it does sound good.
That's what's his face's song? Chris Young song.
Is it?
Yeah, Rainy Night in Georgia.
But what does that have to do with Waffle House?
You said it was raining. And I was like, oh yeah, Georgia, and my brain went.
Well, yeah.
Way off the tracks. So what? I mean, what does he do for work? What?
I think he moves equipment, like big equipment.
Like a trucker?
Yeah, I think he. Yeah, I think he moves kind of like specialized equipment. I'm pretty sure that's what he does. Something like that, anyway. And
That's
then,
funny.
Yeah, but I think when he comes through Georgia, I want to say we have a lot of folks like viewers and stuff who will like go to Florida for a vacation or visit family or something, and then of course if they're from up north, they drive right by us, basically.
Yeah.
Because we are right on I-20, so if you're cutting over and going to 95, you're
gonna pass us.
You're cruising straight past us. So
Dan Cruz says CZ75 versus Beretta 92.
I'm gonna go CZ75 on that one because I don't have a Beretta 92. I really would like to get a Beretta 92 just to have it because it's like a legendary thing. I think they're really neat. But one of our favorite pieces in our collection is a Shadow system, is a CZ Shadow 2, which is that's her favorite gun. She can shoot the crap out of that thing. So yeah, CZ75 I'd go with.
Oh, rigging your machinery moving. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was something. It wasn't like just a truck driver. It was like specialized more than, just driving Amazon packages or something. I knew.
I didn't think you did that.
Yeah. No, I knew it was something more.
The UPS shorts. Oh my god.
The what?
The people who drive UPS trucks with like their hoochie shorts.
That's funny. That's funny.
Shorts.
That's funny. That was wasn't that a whole Saturday Night Live skit? The whole UPS man thing was hilarious, and he's all like hopped up on crack.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah.
It just like.
And what's really funny?
And I'm like,
what's really funny is, I have a friend in South Carolina, and he looks and sounds and talks and acts exactly like the guy from Saturday Night Live, and he's a UPS driver. He was our UPS driver. Actually, came to our house.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because it's still like they're too short for. So what makes me think of it is like they always have all the doors open on these trucks.
Right.
You're sitting next to them at a red light. I'm nosy. My
Right.
windows are dark. I'm people watching.
Yep.
Their tan lines are like down here, but their shorts are like up here, and I'm like, it's like people with like socks and sandals, and then they wear flip flops. I'm like, no,
That's
you got
funny.
different. You got 4 tan lines on your legs.
That's pretty funny.
It drives me nuts.
That's pretty funny.
Like, I don't like it. Like fingertips.
The UPS truck hasn't come to our house. Oh no, it did. It brought. Oh, we can't talk about it. We can't talk. Yeah, we can't talk about what UPS brought to our house. So until tomorrow.
You're not real slick.
No, I know. I did it.
Okay.
It's.
I was like, I noticed it earlier.
Everything has a reason. Everything has a reason.
I noticed it and I was like, wait a minute. But I didn't say anything.
Everything has a reason. If you're on Patreon, you already know. So yeah. Got a
bubble.
A bubble. What else is going on over there? I mean, in the comments. Not a whole lot.
Sean said, big heavy stuff. Tazzy Tim says, hope you have a wonderful Xmas and a happy and safe New Year. See y'all in 26.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, you won't see us. Well, you'll see me next Tuesday for the normal podcast and for the Just Gonna Say It podcast. You'll see us in some videos. We're still putting out some videos next week. But the only thing we are not going to have actually is the live stream. Everything else is still on schedule.
Yeah, that's why I'm here tonight instead of Mom.
Yep. So, and then it'll be next year. Which is like,
it's just a number.
Yeah.
I just got to screw up paperwork for like a week.
Yep. And taxes. Yep. Well, yeah, you're going to hate it even more this year.
I hate it every year. I've always made.
Yep. Yeah,
money.
yeah.
That was.
Yep. Not anymore. Real jobs and stuff.
I don't think it counts if I can do it in my pajamas.
Hey, it especially counts if you can do it in your pajamas. I always say, it's not how much money you can make. It's how much money you can make before you have to put pants on in the morning.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. I wake up, I roll over, start the alarm off, and I'm like, how much money do we make? Before I even get out of the bed.
Yeah, or how busy are we going to be today? Usually that's what it is.
That determines how many times I hit the snooze button.
Looks like we're getting up early today. We're busy, which is the way it's been. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And for the most part, we've gotten everybody out in a very timely fashion. There's been a couple things that have snagged up because of parts stuff, but for the most part, cables have been a problem because our cable color, the stuff that goes on the outside, was on back order forever. And I think Runway's got that sorted this week. But
Dixie says, maybe do a video taking a square strut and removing one knob. The volume knob gets in the way. How would you do the wiring?
Yeah, we should do that video. We could do that.
That'd be cool.
I actually thought about it because we can make custom pick guards and we can delete that knob.
Somebody told me yesterday while we were out being social that they watched the video of me putting that guitar together.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm glad we edited that video.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you did good with that. That was pretty neat, actually. That was pretty neat. Not everybody. I stole that idea from a James May thing. The guy that used to be on Top Gear.
Mm-hmm.
He has some kind of YouTube show where he tries to put stuff together that's in pieces that he doesn't know anything about.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the idea from.
I mean, I had an idea.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But even so, I think it took you an hour, which is right around an hour, which is, I mean, that's pretty cool, man.
And that was before I did the Texas Toast thing.
Yeah. Now you've actually built a guitar. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. 4,000 guitars. $4,000 guitars that are custom made are worth the more.
They are.
I lost fingernails. I had sawdust in my hair for a week.
Yep. It's true.
There was sawdust everywhere.
Yep. Well, cool, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I think we're going to go catch an episode of a show we're watching. And that's about it. Thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. We'll see you later.